I'm from England, and I was a master's student in Leeds when I met my wife, and when we got together, we at some point decided to come to China, and since my wife was from Zhongshan, we moved here. Zhongshan's it seems a nice place to be able to have kids. It avoids the stress of the bigger cities. It's certainly a slower pace than some of the cities like Guangzhou and Shenzhen and Hong Kong. But I think I've adapted to living in Zhongshan quite well, and I'm happy here, my kids are happy here. I have a good relationship with a lot of my students, and we're able to take part in outside the classroom, we're able to take part in activities here. I play football with the students, and it's nice to talk to them in a more of a social setting outside of the classroom. Yeah, most of my time is in Zhongshan. I'll probably go to Hong Kong maybe 2 or 3 times a year, sometimes for leisure, sometimes I'll go with to represent the school in some activities. I've had the opportunity to travel around China a lot as well. We've been to Beijing recently, and previously we've been to Xiamen, and all around Guangdong, the cities like Guangzhou and Shenzhen and Foshan. I've been to these sort of places as well. I was told they were gonna be making a video of the Zhong Tongdao, but my initial expectation was that I would be just standing at the edge of the Pearl Delta, just looking out to sea. I hadn't realized how far along construction was on the bridge. It was quite a surprise to see how much effort had been built into the bridge at the time. It was quite a surprise, just the scale of the whole operation. To be able to walk under the Pearl Delta into the tunnel and see the enormous construction. You could see all the engineers, how hard they were working, and I think they seemed happy with the work they were doing, and they realized that they were involved in a huge infrastructure project which was very important for the region. The details of the project were well beyond my understanding, like how they're able to build a tunnel under the sea. And yeah, the amount of machinery and the patience that was required, it was, you realize it is a very, very difficult job. And they had all this machinery for excavating rock from under the ground. First the rock had to be broken up, and then it had to be pulled to pieces so they could withdraw it from the tunnel. And you realize this is, yeah, this is a very, very difficult job. Well, one thing I realized when I was on the construction site was that you had a bridge from Zhongshan to Shenzhen, and it wasn't a complete bridge. To make it even more complicated task, you had a tunnel in the middle of it, which allowed boats to pass on overhead. And yeah, I realized that the level of this technology, the level of technology required to complete this engineering feat was very high. I think they told me during the construction that everything involved in the project was Chinese made. Like, I remember they had a special ship built to allow to guide. All the components of the tunnel in particular were built in the factory at the edge of the Pearl Delta, and they had built a new ship specifically for the purpose of moving these huge components into place. And I remember they told me that this was very, very new technology, like nothing like this had ever been tried before. It was quite an amazing feat, definitely. It's possible I am the first foreigner to ever go underneath the Pearl Delta, which is quite an achievement.